Yo, what is happening, people? Is your boy here, Cynical Young Man, with another gaming hack for gaming hacks. This one is about why and how to do the pick and roll in NBA Live. Firstly, why? That's why.
The screen sets him up for two.
I'll show you that again. The whole point is, you hold L1, that will bring the man up to set the screen. You see it says roll above his head. That means he's going to roll back to the rim. But in this instance, the screen works perfectly. He sucks the defender as far as the defender gets caught on him slightly. Just opens the window up for you to sneak into the lane. Another example of that here. And this time from the other side of the court. So all I'm doing is I'm dribbling the ball up. I'll hold L1. L comes in for the screen. So the defender gets tied up in him, and that lane could not be wider open if you tried. Now just have a look at this again. So this is a perfect example of why to set the pick and roll. And you see, the defender bumps into L, and that gives me that time and that space. Now the other defender that's supposed to be on L, he makes a mistake here. He should be following me, but he somehow decides to switch to L, so I just drive straight to the hoop.
Unlucky bounce.
This instance is actually a bit more why I use the pick and roll, or how they plan out more often, to be really honest. I use them more for assists than anything else, and if you see the lane open like you saw before, well, that's just a bonus. But it's not a guaranteed bucket, but I tell you what, it's pretty bulletproof. Essentially, again, you call the big man in for the screen. You see he's got roll above his head. That means that what he's going to do, as soon as the defenders start to move away from him, he's going to turn and roll towards the hoop. Now they're going to follow me, which leaves him wide open. Easy assist. Now one of the great things about assists, guys, is if they are so good for your mentality, especially as a PG. Don't ignore the assists. Don't just try and score every bucket. Again, so there's nothing really doing, so I decided to call in the screen. Now again, the defenders follow me. Big Al's wide open. Bam. Easy money. Now that'll get you on a green streak really quick. Which, again, if you do like shooting, just get yourself a couple of assists first to get your mentality up, and you'll drop so many more buckets. On top of that, it's great for your team. It really, especially if you're playing online, there's nothing worse than ball hogs. So make sure you pass it occasionally, and if you do want to set your man up open, tell you what, the pick and roll, can't beat it.
Back to the second half.
Now there's another option you can do. You don't have to roll, you can do a pick and pop as well, and it's the same principle. You hold L1, now you'll see above his head it now says pop. I'll slow this down in a minute and show you how. But instead of rolling to the hoop, he pops out to the 3-point line, and in theory, if the defenders follow you, it leaves him wide open for the 3-pointer. Now say, Hayward can shoot a 3. I'm not going to choose this option with Al. As he moves in, I've clicked L3 down, and it's changed from roll to pop above his head. I'll show you another example in a second, but as your teammate moves towards you to set the screen, you click L3 if you think that they're a decent shooter. Duck away and draw the defenders away, and you can just, 3-pointers all day long.
And Gordon Hayward, zero hesitation as he
Alright, another example for you here, guys. Same thing, pick and pop. Now in this instance, see Big Al, you'll notice. Actually, I'll slow this down for you. So that's too fast to just explain everything that just happened. So another pick and pop, again, wide open 3. So I'll slow this down so you can see exactly what we're talking about. Now, see how the circle is around Big Al near the hoop? I don't want to do this to him because I'm trying to demonstrate the pick and pop. So I turn to face Hayward slightly, which lights him up. I then call in for the screen, and as he's moving forward, notice above his head it will change because I've just clicked L3. So now he is set up to pop to the 3-point line instead of driving to the hoop, and I know that my main job, instead of driving to score, is to draw the defenders away. So I literally just run straight into them. This last one here is just a bit of gold. It's just, don't you love video games? Have a look at how absolutely destroyed Tristan Thompson gets here. Anyway, enjoy the cheese.